Hi and welcome. My name is Mikael Kleinissen, and I am the author of the book Manipulation and the Weapon of Guilt: Collectivism Exposed. It's been a little while since I've made any videos, and I thought to just give you an insight into some thoughts I've had recently. I should do more videos, but regardless, just a little advertisement. Manipulism.com. Check it out. My work is free. You can find Manipulism and the Weapon of Guilt, my first book, on manipulism.com, where you can download the ebook for free. Also, there are links to Amazon where you can download the Kindle version for free, and also at this channel you can download you can download, if you got programs to do so, the audiobook, and you can listen to the audiobook for free as well. As many people that follow my work do understand that I'm not out there to make money. I don't care. It's all about message. It's all about spreading the word of, psychology and the evil within us and so forth that I try to do. I wanted to work with you today on a subject of narcissism. Of course, this is what I do. And I wanted to explain or give you a couple of ideas that some of you intellectual people out there might observe in your daily life. When we walk around in the street in general life, I'm an individualist, and I can tell you that I have achieved a level of what will be known in the future as egoism. A lot of people are misguided and think it's a bad thing, but I can actually give you a little hint to what egoism is by saying that we are all egoists, but we are not all egocentrics, egotists, narcissists, or sociopaths. In other words, egoism is the highest predominant character structure you can ever achieve. It doesn't mean that you stay as an egoist, because I am living in a narcissistic relationship currently, which means I become more narcissistic. And it's a good example of how people that are narcissistic create other people that are narcissistic. Let's take an example. I go onto the street and I am the nice guy. I'm the guy who compromises when I walk. I'm the guy who's nice when I go into an elevator. I check if there are any people. I open the door. And this is not something that my mom taught me. This is genuine, absolute, common, normal behavior. Why? Because I'm empathetic. I live an outward life, whereas many people actually assume that they have high empathy, which is absolutely something you have to train for many, many years. And I can tell you I've done this for close to 20 years now, and it took me maybe even close to 10 years to get, higher levels and transcending my own narcissistic traits and so forth. It's not just something you do. If you think you have high empathy and you haven't worked for it, you are delusional. Done. There's no dispute about that. And the reason why is, of course, because we live in a world where people don't give a shit about each other. And it's basically, back to the story of walking in the street, that you keep on giving yourself. You keep on giving and giving and giving. You keep on, merging or, budging and showing other people respect. And I live in Pattaya, I live in Thailand, and it's full of Russians. These people have no empathy. I would literally go as far as saying that these are the result of what Denmark, my own country, is going to be in 30, 40 years when everything breaks apart. I mean, they're at level of psychopaths, the whole bunch. You will not see people that these people have no empathy, none whatsoever. They might pretend to have, but if you do a checklist from the psychopathic checklist on them, they have none. I mean, they're all fucking psychopaths. But it doesn't matter. The main point is that when you walk around the street and you're being nice to people and you're showing other people respect, eventually, when you are subject to enough carelessness, you're going to give up. and it's hard to be an individualist. I practiced my philosophy, and I'm currently trying to finalize this work, and every time I think I'm ready to publish my philosophy, I find some new stuff I want to implement in the book, and so forth. So basically what I'm saying is that it is extremely hard to be empathetic. I mean, and I wish I could give up my ability to just not give a shit anymore. Really, my girlfriend the other day said that, I teach her a lot of my philosophy, and she looks at me one day and she said, you know what, it's actually easier to just be naughty. It's easier to not give a shit about anyone because no one cares. Look around the street and see how people move around. And I said, well, you can always give up, but you can also choose just for yourself to be a better person. And I mean, that's exactly what individualism is about. It is not about me proving to other people I'm a good person. It is about me proving to myself that I'm a good person. So even, trying to continue giving your best to others in general should be for you. So don't give up out there because the world is damaged. And I mean, the more people that start thinking about, when people intrude on you or when you feel these things in daily life, do compromise. It doesn't matter how little empathy other people have. You, if you understand it, try to be inherently good. And try to do your best to spread, this stuff. There is no way you can change the world by basically ending up doing what everybody else does. There are not many people in the world that have high empathy. It does not really exist, and it's only getting worse with Marxism and governments being more and more powerful in these ways. There is no doubt that everything that I see out there in the world and the way that people are being controlled is absolutely a conspiracy. There are people out there that really understand these things. They understand how to control people. Again, Russians are a great example. These people see Putin, who's, by the way, being re-elected right now. Currently, my girlfriend went and voted for a lady that has stood up to this and speaks out against this communist regime. You might think Russians are not communists, but they indeed are. They just don't have communism because it can't be achieved. But it's a long, different story. The main point about this is that when you walk down the street, whenever you do it, if you are an empathetic human being, stay empathetic. Don't become narcissistic. Don't give up giving a shit about people. I mean, give a shit. That is what you should. I mean, other people might be damaged. You cannot just change people because empathy is a trained. It's something that you really have to work on a long time. The world is damaged. If you want the world to be a better place, Michael Jackson said that, even though he was a leftist that was confused and never really understood. He still said, man in the mirror, look at yourself, start with yourself. That's exactly how it all begins. So train your empathy, look into the narcissistic traits and transcend them. Keep up who you are, be who you are for you and not for others. If you do not intrude on other people's freedoms, if you do not compare yourself to other people, compare your achievements to your own, and that's it, you are definitely walking toward individualism, and you will eventually reach higher levels of self-understanding and lesser coercion from others. You will become an individual, which is something that is next to nothing or next to none in a world as we live in. I'm going to stop it now. Folks, keep training your empathy, transcending your narcissistic traits. I don't have to teach you nothing about this. This stuff can be found out there. Train it. That is exactly how you attain, and eventually, after many years of practicing every single narcissistic tendency, a trait out there, that you attain a level of egoism, the highest character structure attainable. In other words, individualism. To all of you folks out there that observe my work, my book will come out at some point. I don't know. It's going to take many years. I thought it was going to be easier than I thought. All my thoughts are in here, but actually putting them down in words is a little harder than people expect. So it'll get there. But if you have eye empathy, if you understand what I'm explaining right now, you're definitely on the path if you're not already there with me. So folks, check out manipulism.com. Please spread my work out there. That is the best contribution you can do to anything I do. People that can read my book are definitely at the right track. So folks, till next time, have a good one.